Good morning and welcome aboard. Quick sound check for everybody. Welcome to today's coaching session in the S&P 500 E-mini. We've got members in. We have guests in. New to our service, let us know what you're trading. Use the chat feature to respond. If you're joining us through our socials, join us live in DayTradingMarkets.org. Hey, David, thank you. Al, let us know. Give us some feedback. If you're in our socials, like us and share us, repost us, heart us, friend us. If you want to learn how to trade and scalp the market, join us at DayTradingMarkets.org. Hey, KG, good morning. When Saul pops in, I'll put up his charts. Should say when your trading coach pops in, he'll put up his charts. So give out this morning's coaching levels. We'll work the morning session together. If you need help in understanding what we do, ask. You want to become a trader, a better trader, ask. If you like what we're doing here, tell your friends. If you're coming through our socials, like us, share us, repost us, heart us, help us get out of the box. Join us live in Zoom. There's a lot that goes on here for you publicly and privately. Get in on it. All right, good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me all right? $688, resistance at 96.5707, 18, 28, and 38. Support below at 81, 72, 64, 52, and 41. And as you can see here, the CPA number, CPI number came out. The forecast was for +1. And let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, I just had it. I just lost. Oh, here the CPI number came out this morning. It was lower than consensus as the market opens up here. Again, we got a little volatility here. You know, we've been dead, and all of a sudden we got some volatility. So if you're trading, be a little bit careful if you don't want the volatility. I know it's like feast or famine, right? But yeah, hang in there. Just consider the volatility here, given the movement, given what's came out this morning. So there's going to be some volatility, obviously, as you can see here. So be careful. We're probably looking at 3 to 4 S&P points today at our stops, entry points, and scales. So adjust accordingly. Got a little volatility this morning again. Yesterday's rally again. Those rallies are very tough to trade, especially all-time highs have never been tested. And if you were watching the trade yesterday afternoon, it was just a one-way trade. And again, it's very hard to buy up there too. And we did say we did have an exit strategy there, and then there were a couple areas there where if you did follow our blue band there, if you were watching, they did hold and continued to rally forward. So the 88 is also, believe it or not, our settlement price. So it's definitely gotten a little bit some movement there, as you can see. So we'll see what happens. Every day has a new set of dynamics, and you have to take that into consideration. More in the 52 on the downside, right? It's 52s, 64 and then 52. No problem. Thanks for pointing that out, David. So the CPI number came in lower than consensus across the board. Monthly headline inflation came in at -0.1. Consensus forecast was +0.1. The annual measure down to 3%, and they were looking at 3.1 was the expectation there. The core came in at +0.1. They were expecting +0.2, and the year to year at 3.3. They were expecting 3.4. So all in all, definitely a blowout number there for first, for inflation. I think most of it was gas related, if I'm not mistaken. It seems like gas is slowly adjusted here a little bit. Let's see here. All right, we're chopping around here a little bit.
little support down at the 81 area. All right, let's see here if we have any other numbers coming out this morning. No, obviously not going to overtake the CPI number, but you never know. We did have an initial claims came out as well. Uh, Here we go. All right, so you can see we're chopping around there, 84, 85, up to 88, 89. Injection of volatility. A little new to the market, hasn't seen that in quite a long time, as you can see here by the side ranges we've had over the last week or so. So, when you get this new injection of volatility, you have to be a little bit mindful. There are no other numbers coming out this morning. The VIX is trading at 12.5, still hanging in there. There are a couple of Fed speaks at 10:30 and at 12 o'clock if you're going to be trading then. This is before the number came out. The CPI number will be published at 7:30, which came out already, providing fresh data on whether Fed's tight policy is succeeding in pushing inflation down towards a 2% goal. If the disinflation trend continues, here we go. After stalling earlier this year, the central bank may be closer to cutting its key interest rates for the first time since 2020. Economists will specifically watch housing costs, which accounted for more than 2/3 of the increase in the core CPI over the past year, while some analysts see owners' equivalent rent inflation bottoming within the next couple of months. And he thinks that there's going to be another kind of housing bubble because of the prices are going so high these days. But I mean, prices are high because there's no supply. Most of these homeowners who refinance their mortgages for 2%, 3%, 4%. Obviously, you have no supply in there. I don't know if it's like, and then so the prices went up because lack of supply. I don't know if this bubble that this guy's expecting because housing prices are so high. Totally different situation than last time. Last time people couldn't afford to stay in their homes. This time the reason that they couldn't afford, they were giving them away basically with those bonds that they were just issuing like water. Anyway, it's another story. But I think that it's a little different situation than it was last time. And the house prices might go down a little bit, but I mean, given the fact that most of these people have refinanced for such a low interest rate, it's hard for them to go find something alternative living areas for less than what they're paying now. So it's a little different than the last time. All right, we keep going down to this 84 area. There's no other numbers coming out. We have a little injection of volatility. Again, welcome to commodity trading. Dead. Then all of a sudden we have one crazy kind of wild kind of movement. And, they pull the plug when we start playing, when we start trading. But that's trading for you. It's a double-edged sword because you don't want to trade when the numbers out. You can see how crazy that movement was. Went from what is that, about 77 all the way to '07, 30-point rally. And then they chop around. So, and then now we're not getting anything. Trading both sides of our blue band, both sides of our settlement price, right in the middle of our first resistance and support. So that's what it is, and that's why we have to be careful and trade a little bit smaller, and kind of, it will get to a point where it's more consistently tradable. How's that? I don't know if that's the right word to say it or not, but we'll see. All right. Market kind of coming again, staying in range, coming back down here to the low end of this little range, but drifting right back into the middle. So be patient and be a little bit careful there, just because of the way it's trading there. I do like 81, but just keep your stop in place. I'm gonna get excited about some volatility. We're not even getting any chances, but we will. We will. A little bit of a buy there above the 92 for those of you who maybe about buy 92 up to 96. Coming back here to the bottom end of this range. All right, what do you know? The Congress has worked on some bipartisan legislation. Let's see. Should members of Congress be allowed to trade stocks? The debate. Let's see. We're slowly drifting down here. A little support down here at the 81 area. And as soon as I said that, I just scared the market. Went back into the range. All right. So should members of Congress? The debate has been triggered. Phrases like inside trading and free market economy has played out for years, with even popular websites tracking the buying and selling activity of lawmakers on Capitol Hill, raising fresh ethics concerns. And a new bipartisan group of senators, one Republican and 3 Democrats. I guess you have a bipartisan group if there's one of each. Have unveiled a new proposal that might see some action later this month. If approved, the Ethics Act would stop lawmakers in Washington, D.C. from purchasing stock and other covered investments, as well as borrowing members from offloading equities 90 days after the bill is enacted. Starting in March of 27, spouses and dependents, children of members will also be prohibited from trading stock. Violation of these rules would result in penalties of either the official monthly salary or 10% of the value of the assets and value in assets in violation of the legislation, whichever is greater. Yeah, it's a big deal. Members of Congress have a lot of privileges and classified information that could move stocks, as well as financial incentives from companies who routinely lobbying lawmakers. These decisions could also play a role in how much a given stock is worth, and the Congress sought to counteract that in 2012 by passing a bill known as the Stock Act. While the legislation required lawmakers to disclose trades within 45 days, many say it doesn't do enough to prevent inside trading and conflicts of interest. No kidding. So we'll see. The best story I have was Hillary Clinton had this was back when we were on the floor. Hillary Clinton had a futures account, and she made one trade, and she traded 100 lot of some commodity. I don't know what it was. Made $100,000 in about 2 days, and then that was it. Close the account. One trade, and trade a 100 lot. Hillary Clinton, who probably has never stepped on the floor of an exchange ever. But did that come out? So we were all laughing about that one. I remember we were on the floor laughing about that one. Yep. Good to have some inside information as we drift back. I scared the market when I said we're going to come down to our 81 area there. Coming right back up here to the top of this range. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, that was. I remember that story. We were on the floor laughing about that one. One trade, 100 grand, 2 days, account closed. Probably didn't even have to pay commissions. All right. Well, the little buy here above the 92. But yeah, these you got Pelosi trading like millions of dollars of stock these days. It's amazing. Yeah, they made the last that last act that they talked about coming up here to these interim highs here. A little buy here above the 92 if you're a little aggressive, but you know, who knows with these markets. Oops. Whoops. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the last act that they had, what do they call it? The Doc Act, the one before, they had to disclose trades within 45 days of the trade. Well, 45 days. I mean, Hillary Clinton made money in 2 days. So 45 days later, I mean, what's the big deal? Nobody. I mean, I wish I knew the same information she had when it happened. Anyway, but so I'm sure there are loopholes that they'll find ways to get around this thing. It sounds like a good idea, but we'll see what happens. You know, those guys, that's why they pay so much money to get those jobs. And, you know, they go in there with moderate amount of wealth, and they leave with huge amount of wealth. Well, range bound, amazing. And after all that, still range bound. All right, so again, folks, if you're new here, we're trading mini S&Ps. We're looking for opportunities to scalp the market based on the levels that are in the chat there, and any price action trades that might occur. And we have to kind of wait for the market to kind of dictate or give us those opportunities. And we are at the mercy of volatility here. And we had some this morning. Can't say we didn't. So, but right now we are just kind of range bound a little bit. Tried to get above 92, but just nipped it and came right off of it. So they didn't close or stay above it at all. And coming back down here a touch. A little bit bullish here. If we kind of maybe stay above our settlement price, our pivot, both of those are the equivalent or the same today. So maybe a little bit bullish, but we're coming back down here. I mean, we could easily drift back down to that bottom end of this range. So I'm not too excited about anything here. Depending on your aggressiveness, though, just putting it out there because everybody here trades a little bit differently. You have to see what's your fancy. I just like to take it easy and wait for something to develop. But if you're a little aggressive, we've been a little bit of a buy here. See if it wants to rotate back up there. And if anybody there are the levels in the chat for those of you who might have missed them. And if you can see, we have resistance on 56.96 on the upside. That's our first area that we're going to be focused in on. We had support. We do have support, or we think we have support, I should say, at 81 on the downside. And in the middle here, chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Choppy, choppy, choppy. All right, so there's no other there's no other numbers. Obviously, the CPI number was a big one, and we talked about 10:30 Pet Speak, 12 o'clock Pet Speak. There's also 12 o'clock 30-year bond auction, which could create some volatility in the financial markets there. And that's basically it until the market closes. Treasury statement 1 o'clock, but I don't know if that's going to move the market so much. So we're back here at the 88. Again, this is a little support here for those of you who are aggressive. Otherwise, just be patient and wait for 81. Again, depending on your aggressiveness, how bored you are. If you want a reasonable reason to get into a trade, I mean, there are reasons to get in, and there are reasons to get in. And this is a reason. Yeah, maybe not the strongest reason, but it's a reason. For those of you who are looking for a little bit of a scalp, and that's all that is. We did jump up there to right around 90. A little bit of a pop there against that 88. Just doesn't seem to want to do anything, so it's kind of hanging right here at the 88, that double bottom there. So a little bit of a positive sign there if you did jump in there. Again, take some profits if you got 2 points. Take your 2 points, especially since we're just scalping it here. If you have any extra contracts, kind of keep it, because like I said, there's a little support there. There was a little reason to buy them. And trying to get up there, trying to hold that area, 88 area, our pivot, and then also our blue band there. Getting a nice rotation here. But again, remember, you got to take some profits along the way, because this is just a choppy little trade. And if you want to try to stay long, with your remaining contract, just keep a trailing stop, and that way you don't get hurt, and see if we can get a little bit of a push forward. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Because you're just, we're hoping it goes up, but we got a little bit of a nice rotation there against that 88. But, coming back down here. So again, if you have a trailing stop, you're probably out. And now we'll see what it wants to do. Kind of holding it, trying to hold it anyway. But, hopefully we took that little quick opportunity there, and been good with it. And now we'll see what it wants to do. Amazing how quiet it got, right? And considering I thought we were going to be a little bit busy. That's what happens when I think. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Do not think. All right, well, we're just trading on both sides of our pivot here, so nothing to get too excited about. So I needed a new mouse, because my old one was just acting up, like being annoying. Had it for a while, so I guess it was time to get a new one. Anyway, so I go to the Office Max or someplace, which, by the way, I don't know how that place stays open. There's like 3 people in there. 2 of them work there and me. But the store is huge. They got a, yeah, I know, right? Don, sorry. All right, teased you there. And so I go in there and I don't build my own mouse. I mean, if Don had his choice, he'd probably build a mouse, but I just went and bought one. And so I go buy this, and it's supposed to be wireless. So I'm like, okay, good. Figure I should adapt with the times and get something wireless, because everything in the world is wireless these days. So I go buy this mouse, and I spend like an hour trying to figure out, why isn't it working? I'm like, I'm sitting there. There's no instructions whatsoever on the packaging. Even the piece of paper that comes with it, this disclaimer about, right? I mean, nothing to tell me what I had to do to get this thing to work, right? And I'm messing with it. I go, it's Bluetooth. It's supposed to work. So I'm taking, turning it on, turning it off. Why isn't my computer like recognizing it? So, and of course, I'm using my old one that doesn't work as well to try to figure out what to do. I go on the website. I spend like an hour. Finally, I guess there's a little like thing that you stick into the USB port that was in the battery area that they put it in. So you have to open up the battery compartment area, pull out this little, little thing that you stick in your USB port, so I guess it can read the blue. Anyway, they didn't say that anywhere on the They didn't say any instructions on that. Why didn't you tell me to open up the stupid thing where the battery is and pull out this little USB thing and stick it in? The only one that didn't know that probably felt like an idiot.
I guess they figured you had to open it up to put the battery in it, so you'd figure it out.
I mean, seriously? I mean, they don't. I mean, but there's no. It doesn't say stick this into your computer. I mean, how do I know? I mean, even I go to the website, spend like, 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes there trying to figure out how do you freaking work this? And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That's the nice thing about the wired ones. You just plug them in, they're good to go.
Yeah, well, somebody told me you got to plug them in. Oh my God. It's like, and I felt so embarrassed there. I'm like, 2 seconds after I figure out this USB thing, put it in there, things working perfectly. I'm like, 2 seconds after that, I'm like, I could have saved an hour. Yeah, no, that's true. That I thought about that actually. DL said that he went to wire mouse because the last thing you want to do when you're trading is have your battery go out on your mouse when you're in the middle of a trade. Totally understand that. I thought about that actually. I had to think about that. Thinking, well, but you know what? I got the extra battery right next to me. But I swear to God, there was no instructions on the packaging, none whatsoever. They had a piece of paper in there that was disclaimer about all the things that could go wrong with the thing if you put it in water, if you overheat it, or if you put it in sunlight, and they're not responsible for anything that happens. Blah 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 blah, and no instructions that you have to take this little USB thing and stick it in. None, nowhere on the packaging. Yeah. And then I realized, I'm like, this is a joke, actually. But yeah. So I finally go upstairs after spending like an hour downstairs. And my wife goes,
Are you going to get you a wireless keyboard next?
yeah, that's my next. Yeah, that one is. Yeah, I don't have a wireless keyboard. Yeah, I guess that's. See, I bet you have all that stuff, don't you?
No, I'm straight wired. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that one's working fine. I think. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that mouse, but I've had it for a long time, so it was just acting up. The thing was making noises. I couldn't use it. That was weird. It was really weird. But anyway, I got this is nice now. It's smooth. It's like a brand new automobile. You know, you got that brand new car smell. This is like a brand new.
Did you get a gaming mouse?
No, they had those. They had like for $100. I'm like, what do I know that? What is all this stuff? Who buys a mouse for $100? This thing was $30, and I thought it was too much. But you know, whatever.
You know, a lot of them have the speeds. Like if you've got multiple monitors, you've got to move that mouse several times to get it. Shoot, I just move my fingers, and that thing goes from one monitor to the fourth monitor in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Okay. See, I only have 2 monitors, so I don't have the same problem. I don't have this like array of monitors.
Yeah.
Here. So for me, it's not so bad.
I don't know why I have an array. I watch one.
I know. Well, that's why I got my charts on one, and then the other one I have my my platform on it, and that's it.
What's that old saying? You can't ride 2 horses with one butt. It's just it.
Yeah. Well,
one at a time.
Yeah. Well, see, only a guy from Texas could say something like that, and you would laugh. You can adjust the speed on your mouse. I know that's what I was in my midst of trying to figure out how to turn this thing on. The thing was explaining to me that I could like change the speed and use the buttons on the side to go from one screen to the other, and I'm like, okay, how do you turn the damn thing on? It was telling me all the things it could do, but it wasn't telling me how do you turn the damn thing, how do you make this thing work? That's the part that was pissing me off. Like I'm getting all the information about this mouse and how good it is, except for one thing: how do you turn the damn thing on? It's like where's the button to turn it on? Oh man! All right, we are up here now. There's if we decide to maybe bust through here, we have a little bit of a buy looking for our 96 area. In the 88. Went and tested it a couple times there, and then finally this time around went through. And now we're coming up here to the 96 area. This is our first resistance area. If you're a little aggressive, if you're trying to buy it here, a little bit of a buy here to push up to the 96 area. A little support there at the 92. If you we're looking for that support area on the downside. Interim support and not solid support. Just if you were looking to buy it up here and you don't want to pay these highs. We're looking at the 95 here, trying to get up here to 95 on a little bit of a push here above that 92 that we talked about earlier. Of course, it walked the first time. Trying to get up here to 95. So, I mean, 96. But I'm trying to get to 95 so I get out of my long here and then try to get short there, 96, if it will let me. See, it just does that to tease me. Oh, come on now. Wow. Somebody's selling a whole bunch up here at 475. I mean, don't they know I'm at 95? Look at that. They're selling it. They got, I don't know if you're watching this, but somebody's selling like 400 S&Ps up here quietly. Now you can't even see it.
Hey, thanks, DL. That worked pretty good. I know with that gaming mouse, I don't have to move my mouse at all, and I can cover 4 screens in a blink of an eye, and not even have to move my hands probably an inch. But yeah, that did help somewhat. Trouble is with Windows 11, I don't know where all the buttons are at.
Windows 11, is that they're up to now? God knows where I am.
You're probably still running 10. They're going to quit. The way I understand it, they're going to quit supporting 10 October of next year.
So what does that mean? My computer's going to die?
Well, no, it's just they're just going to quit doing updates for it, stuff like that. There's a lot of people that shifted to 11, didn't like it, and they went back to 10. So Microsoft's got a problem.
Oh, good. Well, I'm sticking on it. I think I have 10. All right, we finally got up here to the. We're working this 96 area maybe. Again, we're talking about getting you long there, going up to this 96 area. If you got in there at 95, bottom end of that 96, trying to get a little bit of a rotation here. Okay, we kind of double top there, so be a little bit careful there at 96. If you have 96, and they got up to 95 and a half, so I would be a little bit careful at 96 if you didn't. Well, obviously we didn't get them, so if you're working at 95, it's okay, but be a little bit careful there against the 96 straight up because of the way the market just stopped up there. I would probably look at 97 to 98 in that range if you're still interested in the area. Always got to adjust to the price action, right? We always talk about price action being an important aspect of trading. And look, sometimes you make the adjustment and it doesn't work. I mean, you should have just left it. But a lot of what we're talking about, most of the time, if we see something, we react to it, and the market's going to tell us to react accordingly, and we just have to respect what the market's saying to us. And sometimes it's, it'll do the opposite of what we think, but at least we know that that's the right thing to do because of the way the price action was. Bonds here pushing all time, pushing their highs again. Very positive reaction there to the as a CPI number that came out, and you're pushing the yields down a little bit there, and we're trying to get a little bit of a rotation here against that 95 area. All right, there we go. We got a couple points there against 95. If you did jump in there, 420 S&Ps. I'm sorry, bonds trading at less than 4.25 right now. So nice little move in the bond market there. All right, so now definitely the 96 is not in play, I would say. Definitely because of this rotation here against the 95 entry point. So I said 97 to 98. I guess maybe if you're very aggressive, maybe you're looking at 97, 98.
Saul, did you say you had two 32-inch monitors?
No, 220. I got 27.
27's okay.
Yeah, that's big, and I don't have. Well, that's big. That would be big. I don't have that much. Got a little table here. I mean, 27 is pretty big. I mean, considering it's only me in front of it.
Yeah. And how much data do you really need?
Right. As long as I have enough RAM to run my charts and the ladder ticket and whatever, and then when I got my Twitter up there so I can see any news that comes out. That's about it. I don't have anything else going on when that happens. And of course, Zoom. Yeah, all that stuff does. But nowadays, there's enough, there's enough space on those computers to run all those things. RAM. They used to have a lot. You needed RAM to keep it going, but now I guess it's like everybody has that. All right, the market here rotating there. Got right up to that 96 area. Got up there. Of course, you can see up there to 575, and then backed off here a little bit. So definitely that 96 area worked out very nicely. If you got in there at 95, and again, you have to get there. All right, all the way back here to our pivot area. So nice rotation there against our first resistance area up there at the 96. You could have traded it both ways. You could have got long there above 92 and pushed back up once we set a little buy there above that. Or you could have sold the 95 area and got a nice rotation off of that. Either way, those two worked. Obviously, 96 right now, not a good area anymore. Actually, a little bit of a buy there above the 90, 97, 98 area, just because of the price action. So before we said there was to be some resistance, but right now, the way it looks, probably have a little bit of a buy there above that. Quickly rotating back down here. So if you did get short up there against that and you're trying to stay short, you're doing really well. All right, well, we're flushing all the way down here now. We got our blue band and our hourly at 83. We're talking about our highs just a minute ago, and now we're flushing all the way back down here. So there's trading for you. These there blue bands come in there at 83 in our hourly, 84 in our green band in our 5 minute. I'd be a little bit careful with that one. Probably I'm looking at the 81 on the downside. That's still where we're looking at is a little bit of support. The 500 lot there at 84 and a quarter. Oop, somebody took it right out. All right, got 82 area here. So 81 area. So somebody's got a little selling program going. And it stops at 82 and a quarter. Just beautiful. That's just not nice. Do all that hard work and then get down to 82 and a quarter and it just stops. After selling that 500 lot up there at 4.5, somebody dumped it all. So be careful there at 82 here if we're going to take it. Just because it got a little choppy all of a sudden. Notice how the market gets more choppier when we go down. Quick 2 points there against that 82. If you did get in there, I didn't even have time to cancel it. 82 is the first entry point against our 81. So, all right. Well, that was again. Just be patient. You got to wait and let the market kind of give us those opportunities. We're on the same bar. If you're a little aggressive, if you want to keep the 81 in there or the 80. If you made money on the 82 entry point, then you're good to go. All right. So again, first resistance area worked very nicely. If you just traded our levels, you did okay. There were a couple other price action trades along the way. If you were very aggressive, maybe you were able to take advantage. So we finally did get some volatility here. We had to wait there a little bit for first 20, 30 minutes. But now we're moving around here a little bit, giving us a little bit of a trade. So that's kind of nice. Like I said, if you made the money on the 82, then this is obviously a little bit riskier, especially since we closed and we're on a new bar. And whatever we do, you keep your stops in place always. It's always a given. Right? If you get in there at 80, you give them a chance here to get out of those. That's not, that didn't look too good. All right. We got some trading. Next support level we have is down at 72. I don't know what just happened. They just they always do that. They make new highs or push to highs and then flush it all the way back down to, well, they didn't make new low, but now they did new lows here. Markets never cease to amaze me sometimes. Even though bonds are still holding on to their gains. 72 is our next support level that we have. Who knows who said what. All right. So looking at 72. Well, if you stayed short from 95, you're doing great. Wish it would have just flushed down there initially, but it didn't. Went back up and made new high by a tick and then decided to flush down. All right, coming down here, continue to make new lows here. We're looking at the 72 area. Wow, look at this. Who knew? Quickly coming down here to the 72 area. Keep your stops in place right here at 72. See what it wants to do. Again, if you don't like the trade, you can get out here a little bit for a scratch. Trying to give us a little bit of money here, but it's been very stubborn. I guess I get lucky to get out of this before I almost got myself in trouble down there. Got down to 68.75 and continues to push down here a little bit. All right. So again, give you a chance to get out of some of those if you don't like the trade or you just got out of it completely. And nice little volatility here all of a sudden. Now looking at the 64 area. Escaping both of those last two trades. I got lucky that I was able to scratch some of them. The 80 there I bought was that one right back up there. That one I got out of, and then this one just was able to get out of 72s just when it went back up there. Actually made like a half a tick or whatever. Got lucky there. Again, if you use a mechanical stop, totally get it. You probably got stopped out. But we did say we have to increase our stops a little bit to 3 to 4 points before we started this morning because of, well, I don't know we're going to get busy now, but you have to take that in consideration. There's some whatever, the SCPI number is obviously going to create some volatility, right? So you have to take that into consideration. My stop was at 68, by the way. If those are any more, it was like a little goofy there, but that's what I was looking at to get out. You got lucky there. It stopped at 875 and then popped back up. So, all right, now we're continuing to downtick. We're looking at 64 here next. I mean, this is like out of the blue, right? A very positive number, and all of a sudden, we're downticking so quickly. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm long. I got to get out." This is like, we have the theory that okay. All right. Well, it got filled down there at 65, and some big orders in there, but it's kind of hopefully that holds here. There was a 300 lot, 600 traded, and a 300 lot still there. Somebody's got a little buy order there at the 65. So we got filled. If you had your order in there, you got filled. Quick little 2 points there. See if we can get a little bit more here. And then if you did get your 2 points and you didn't get 64, you don't have to leave the 64 in there. Trying to get back up there to. I'd like to get 70, but we'll see. All of a sudden, we got a lot of volatility. keep that in mind, and that's why you got to expand your stops here a little bit, right? And you have to take that into consideration as the market all of a sudden decides to extend here. So if you did get filled at 65, if you had your order in there and took a little bit of some profits here, you did okay. I mean, like I said, there was a big order down there. There was 300 bid, 300 got filled, 600 traded, and there was still 300 bid. So somebody who was not showing what they really had in there. They just said, let's just show 300. And if it gets filled, put in another 300 really fast. And that's what they did. That's what happens with these computer trades. You know, you want to buy 1,000, but you only show 300 at a time. Maybe he wants to buy 1,500. Who knows? I don't know. Just giving you an example. 1291 on the VIX. It started off at 1250. So obviously you can see here we got some volatility, and look what happens. And volatility to the downside, always to the downside. All right, so now we're coming back down here. Let's see what this guy wants to do. Let's see if he's going to buy some more here. But anyway, be careful there at 64 because of the fact that we basically made a little bit of money here on 65. Very interesting. Market did not want to go and retest that 65 guy. He had his 300 in there, and he's saying, "I'm here. Come and get me." And they did. They got nervous, and now they're popping it back up. Of course, now you get my 70. I was looking for. All right. All right. So nice little. Hopefully, you were able to. Look. You have to understand when volatility picks up. You got to believe in what we're doing here, and you got to place your orders in there the same way they would if it was slow, and make sure you keep your stops in place. That's all that. That's all we can do because we never know when we're going to get busy. Like all of a sudden, the last 20 minutes, big break. Never knew that was going to happen. And you never know when markets are going to do that to us. Let me give you some levels here below the 41, 31, 24, 16, and 09. If we get below 41 there, 31, 24, 16, and then 09. Buy the rumor, sell the fact, maybe. That's what that's telling you. So there are the additional support levels. Thanks, Maureen. I appreciate it. And again, we have to work some of these. We kind of tried to hold your hand through them. Hopefully, we were able to absorb some of this volatility. You have to act quick. I mean, that's all it was. You know, when those rotations happened, if you did get in and you didn't like the rotation, the market gave us a chance here to scratch. Nothing wrong with that. I got lucky on the 72. I'll be the first to tell you that. 'Cause I was just about to exit, and all of a sudden it came back for me. So, um, yeah, so you have to act, got to act a little bit quick, watch what's going on, and especially when it gets moving like this, you got to stay focused, and we forget because it's been so slow how slow it gets. All right. All right. That was kind of fun. Haven't done that for a while. 65 is the recent low. Yeah. 65 is the recent low, and somebody had a somebody was somebody was buying them down there. 600 traded, but they only showed three, and they got down there to 600. They took out 600 right away, and there was another still 300 bid. So somebody had a somebody had something down there, and then they went, and then they were afraid to go retest the guy. They went back down to 65, but they went down. They didn't go down to 65 and change it. Everyone down to 65 to see if he was really there or not. But he looked like he was. Have to say, this new mouse, smooth. This smooth. All right. Well, now they're popping it back up there. That 65 held. Little resistance up here would probably be around well, initially around 80, 81. Better resistance around the 84 area. And, as usually happens, I gave more levels one way. And that'll be the end of this break. Happens all the time. I did it the other day. I did it one day last week. I had to leave, and I remember giving you levels, and then that was it. And that was it. I do that all the time. I know how to put a kibosh on a market really quickly. Again, if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. Is that a yes or a Y? I'm assuming it's a and go ahead, ask away. Are you answering Maureen's question? That's what you were doing, right? Or did you have a question for me? Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, okay, cool. I thought you were gonna. I said, does anybody have any questions? You said yes, and you were answering Maureen's question, not mine. Gotcha. All right, we're coming back down here. We the little resistance we talked about between 81 and 82, or 80 and 82, and then now we're just kind of there 76 and change, and coming back down here. We might be in a range here. I don't know. Next downside support we have down at the 52 area. I think what we're getting here, plain and simple, is that yesterday, maybe, not saying this for sure, maybe they knew what was coming out today. I'm not saying it for sure. I don't know. Like yesterday's rally prior to CPI today was kind of a little weird, right? A very quiet rally, nothing going on. All of a sudden, we make these like unbelievably new highs. And what happens this morning? They pop up to the 57 handle, right? We're at 56 yesterday, 57 handle today, and I think what you're getting here is a little bit of a. I mean, I don't know if they knew what the number was. I'm just kind of weirded out by the fact that somebody asked me why'd the market rally yesterday. That's always a good question. They know I trade S&P, so they go, why'd the market break? Why'd the market rally? Because then they never say break. Oh, that's a trader thing. When the market goes down to trade, that's a break. But it's like, why'd the market rally? They never ask me why the market goes. Well, they do ask me why the market goes down, but my usual answer to most of these people is that when they ask me why the market rallied, there's more buyers than sellers, and when the market breaks, there's more sellers than buyers. That kind of shuts them up. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed? I don't know why. But yesterday's rally was a little weird, if you ask me. But now I understand why. This morning we go up to 57 handle. Just saying. I think that was that was a Hillary Clinton trade for some of those people. Yeah, I I got not being political. I'm just telling you the story about how she made money a long time ago. I'm cracking myself up. All right. All right, so we'll see what happens here. If we start making new lows, we'll probably look at our next levels on the downside, and we'll go from there. The resistance right now be around the 80 to 82 area. If we manage to get back there or not, I don't know. Yeah, I think in the same. Don, I think it has to get. I think it has to get below 60. Okay, we are pushing these interim, not really the lows, but close to it. I'm trying to see if we get below here at 65 or not, and we'll see if that 300 lot. Oh, the guy's still there's 400 lot there now. But I think, and they're piggybacking the 65 and a quarter here. They're hoping that guy's still there. Let's see what happens here. See if they're going to test them or not. Next support level we have is down at 52. I think yesterday, I think I mentioned that if we get above 51, I'm trying to remember before I left or before them. I think we had 51 as a little bit of a buy here above that. And I said it's hard to do because it's all-time highs, right? I think it was 51. There's a little bit of pressure here on the market. See if what it wants to do here is going to test the 65. 65 is going to be big. It's good. Market's scared to test it. Somebody's scared to test it, but I can't believe that they're not going to take this out. Cat and mouse game right here with some of these big people trading. They know the guy's there. That's all I can say. Ooh, That's it. They traded another 1,000, 19, 20, and 2,000 right now traded. He's there, but they took 3,000. They traded 4,000 at 65. Almost 5,000 at 65. That guy was there. He needed to buy a bundle. They traded it out. Wow. And they're pushing it down too. Somebody sold them too. I mean, somebody sold them. Wow. He was there. That's why it held the first time down there. And 5,000, you would think it has to hold here again, because if they sold it here and it doesn't follow through, they're going to get cut short, and there's going to be a little bit of a rally. We'll see. If it does go down, that'll be good. I mean, for them, but we'll see. Where do I see those sales? I have a column that tells me how much was traded, how many contracts were traded at each specific price. Most of the platforms should have that, I would assume, by now. That you could see how many contracts traded at each specific price, besides the bids and the offers. All right, well, they're trying to push it down here. The bears are trying to win this battle, right? It's a tough little battle that they're trying to. The bear. This is a perfect example of bulls and bears fighting over a level. Big people fighting over big numbers here. I mean, it's having trouble going down because they sold a whole bunch. Some of them are going to cover, back and forth. We'll see. Glad I'm not. I don't got nothing on. I don't have to fight with it. Just going to watch it. Looking at 52 downside, and we'll see what happens from there. Enjoying the show right now. I am. It's all messed up. I am. Like I said, this is the big boys fighting over this little level here. And if it doesn't go down, you got a lot of people short. Those bears pushing it down, tried to push it down there, and they couldn't. And you're going to get this little rally here because of that. Hope you had a good day there, Andrew. All right. Definitely fun little area to see what was going on. You can see what's going on there. Definitely a little area there became a little bit of an issue. All right, we're kind of hanging here on these interim lows, trying to see what it wants to do. Next support level we have down at the 52 area. All right, well, we inched up, made a low by a couple ticks there. Got down to 61.75, and there definitely a little bit of a little bit of a area here. We're around 65, even though we got down to 60. One and change, not a little fighting area that the market is having a little bit of an issue with. All right, we're just kind of a little range bound, but on the downside here. So when I get through 52 on the downside, a little resistance, like I said, between 80 and 82, at least initially, at least for the time being. All right. Well, they're fighting over to 65 still. They got down to 62, 61 and change, and then popped back up. And now we're just kind of hovering in this little area here. Looking at the 52, we gave you additional downside supports. If we continue to break, this is definitely one of those buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of situations. And there are the additional levels that you see in the chat for those of you who might have missed them. And try to work through some of these trades with you today. At least we had some opportunity, which is more than I can say for a while now, which is good. And we had to be a little bit patient there because we were very, very quiet first bit of time, first half an hour or so, but then we got really, really busy here over the last hour or so. As you can see, the market kind of pushed up against those interim highs there at 95 and then came off of it very quickly and gave us some opportunities at which we had to stay on our toes and trade through them because the markets were moving very quickly. and that's just the nature of the beast. We get quiet, and then all of a sudden we get an influx of volatility, and we have to change gears very quickly. So, anybody has any questions? Good time to ask. Otherwise, we'll get back here in a bit.
Hey, a couple quick shout outs and programming notes. Hey, Mark F., how'd you make out today? Hey, Mel, how are you? Let us know what you're trading. Milka, how are you making out? I'll post the opportunity to sign up for our service. If you haven't done it already, please do it now. Honor your host. Don't be a piker. That's out to everybody now. To Mark F., some feedback. Mel F., let me know how you made out today. Welcome aboard. If you need a trading platform or you're looking to earn a funded trading account, let us know. If you need one-on-one coaching, let us know. That's for everybody out there. Mika, why? Let me know back in chat. For those that are joining us through our socials, like us, share us, repost us, follow us. If you're interested in learning how to trade, join us live in DayTradingMarkets.org daily. We're every day slugging it out, looking to pick up 2, 3, 4, 5, $600 based on a price action trading methodology that is teachable by us, learnable by you, applicable by you, adjusted and tweaked based on our relationship. So join us in daytradingmarkets.org, not .com, .org. Register. You get a link to come in on a daily basis. You can see how the market moved today. There's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity. And again, take a moment through our socials to like us, share us, repost us. And then ultimately join us live in DayTradingMarkets.org, which is our Zoom. I just posted the opportunity for those that haven't signed up to sign up. I gave a 50% off discount based on these services. It's usually $500 a month to learn how to trade and scalp the market based on our group coaching session. Right now it's on for $250. That's daily trading days. We work the market from 9:30 to 11. We look to work the market to pick up 2 points plus on each trade. Yeah, that's right. We're here trading days live in Zoom. DayTradingMarkets.org is the registration. The URL feeds you right into a free registration. You have a free access pass to come in. Once you pop in, let us know what your status is, new or experienced. We work with both to help you develop consistent profitability based on your trading. You know, we have breakout sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions that are available to you. I mean, the goal here is to help you from, the concept of being a new trader where you're set up with your own trading platform, work in the market in simulation mode against real-time data with your order entry, focused on the S&P 500 E-mini. If you're an experienced trader that's looking to develop consistent profitability, same thing. Come in, switch over to trading the S&P 500 E-mini. We go from there. Two, three, four, 5 trades, price action trading methodology. Your coach is a 25 plus veteran trader of the trading pits in Chicago. He's actively participating in the market. He sets a series of levels up as opportunity points, calls them coaching levels. They are coaching levels. Then he looks to trade in and around those levels. You get to trade in and around those levels. Looking to pick up your 2 points plus on momentum trades and fade trades. And we do it every day. Every trading day, that is. So take a moment and join us. Take a moment to see if this is something for you. Pop in, ask questions. Hey, Mel, still need to hear from you. Mark F., need to hear from you. Milka, need to hear from you. Use the chat feature to respond. If we don't hear from you, we think you don't care. If we think you don't care, we just exit you from our service. If you do get exited, we got to free you up to come back in, depending on how non-responsive you are. You might not get back in. Do get those. For those that are joining us through our socials, appreciate you liking us, hearting us, following us, sharing us, friending us. Take a moment to do that now. It's very helpful for us. After you've done that, take a moment and register for a free access pass into our world, DayTradingMarkets.org, DayTradingMarkets.org. Remember, this is your opportunity to learn how to trade and scalp for your own personal benefit. Yeah, it's your trading account. It's on your computer. You're in charge. You're the boss. That's right. There's a lot that goes on here publicly and privately. The goal is to help you become the best trader you can be. Yeah, if you can find our content, on Facebook or on X, our home base, like on X, it's day trading, at day trading MKTS, at day trading MKTS. On Facebook, it's Saul Shaul, SHAOUL, SHAOUL. And then like us, share us, follow us, heart us, go through our content. That's very helpful for us too. Milka, waiting on you. Mel, use the chat feature. Let us know your status, new or experienced. We'll take it from there. I'll be working in the background, setting people up as they come to DayTradingMarkets.org. We hope you get set up with your own trading platform. If you need trading capital, let us know. In other words, we can set you up so you can earn a funded trading account based on your talent. And we're in the talent building business, so join us. And again, I'll be in the background working with people, so pop on in. And in the meantime, like us, share us as we discussed. Thank you.